Thank you.
Hello and welcome to Easter Road. Obviously the game has been going on for around 20 minutes now. We had a slight few technical issues at the start, so that's why the commentary is just joining you now. I am joined by Gavin Ritter, our club journalist. Harry McCurdy breaks down this right-hand side. The score, as you can see on your screen, is Hibs 1, Raith Rovers 0. That was a Josh Campbell strike early on. That gave us the lead in this one. Gav, it's been quite a competitive game, hasn't it, in this opening 20 minutes or so?
Yeah, it's been a decent enough start to the game. I think, obviously, Josh Campbell got the goal. I think the Raith keeper, Andrew McNeil, will be a bit disappointed to have let that one through. It's kind of straight at him, but he fumbled it and it went in. But a good start for Hibs, nonetheless.
Yeah, absolutely. And we will just run you through the team right now. So David Marshall is in goal for the Hibees, with Chris Cadden at right back, a centre-half pairing of Will Fish and Rocky Bashiri, and Lewis Stevenson at left back. There's a midfield three of Joe Newell, Josh Campbell and Kyle McGuinness, with Eliuan out wide on the left-hand side, Harry McCurdy on the right-hand side, and Kevin Nisbet starting up front. The Raith side is Andrew McNeil in goal. Then there's Liam Dick, Ross Millen, Ryan Nolan and Connor O'Riordan. Then Sam Stanton, Scott Brown, Jamie Gullen, Lewis Vaughan and Connor McBride. As Eliuan's released now down this left-hand side in space, Ellie looks across the ball in deep towards Chris Cadden. Just about keeps it in play. Into Harry McCurdy. McCurdy tries a cross-come shot, but it's deflected into the hands of the goalkeeper there, off the boot of Kyle McGuinness. It's a good little test, this, Gav, isn't it? Just to get extra minutes into the legs of the likes of Harry McCurdy, Kevin Nisbet, Kyle McGuinness, those guys that have been out injured or lacked game time in the last few months.
Yeah, definitely. I think it'll be a great exercise for most of the lads involved, with the season starting next week, a week today. We're at Ibrox, so it's important to get that match fitness up with the winter break. Obviously, Raith have been continue to play throughout the World Cup, so yeah, it's a good chance for us to get our fitness back up to scratch.
Yeah, and a good test against a good side as well. Like you say, obviously Raith's players will be completely match fit, having played through this World Cup break. They currently sit 7th in the Cinch Championship, I should say, and have done well kind of leading into this fixture. Good tracking back there from Eliuan as Hibs regain possession. The referee, though, has blown for a foul there on the Raith man. Look for a long ball over the top, try and find space between Bashiri and Will Fish, but it's excellently marshalled out there by Rocky. And Marshall getting the play going nice and quickly as well. Tempo obviously is key in this one as Hibs look to gear up for that game next week against Rangers. Will Fish now, wide right to McCurdy. Hibs keeping possession. Good early stages of the game. They were zipping the ball around quite nicely.
Yeah, dominating the possession, as you said, and looked to be playing with that high tempo that Lee Johnson has been looking to get out of his team in this first half of the season. And yeah, early good sign. It's good to get that early goal. I think that will relieve a little bit of pressure, and then some time to get a foot on the ball and, you know, show our stuff.
Absolutely, and there will be a number of Hibs players that get minutes in the friendly as well today. We're expecting a number of substitutions at half-time and around the hour mark as Josh Campbell has the ball down this right-hand side. It's a good, strong tackle there from the Raith centre-half, Ryan Nolan. Jamie Gullen on the ball, obviously a former Highby, spreads it nicely. Raith now inside the Hibs half, wide right with their right-back, Ross Millen. Tries to cut it back to Jamie Gullen, but Joe Newell again in that slightly deeper role that he's playing today does well just to intercept that pass. Loose ball there from Newell, intercepted by their left back Liam Dick, and Raith again have the ball just inside the Hibs half. They haven't seen too much of the ball in the Hibs half. Hibs have dominated, as Gav said earlier on in this game. Could create an opportunity here. Try to slip in their number 10, Lewis Vaughan, into the box, but David Marshall again comes out and does really well there. Lewis Vaughan, obviously the Raith striker, been struggling a little bit with injuries during his career. I think he's been out 4 times with an ACL issue, but it's good to see him back on the pitch and getting a few more minutes.
Yeah, Harry McCurdy started the game lively down this right-hand side, looked to get on the ball wherever he can. He's causing Liam Dick quite a few problems down the right-hand side, and as you mentioned before, this game will be great for him. He's struggled for minutes, you could say, so far at Hibs, coming back from a thigh injury, so I think these kind of games are going to be really important for the likes of Harry. He's partnering Kevin Nisbet up front as well, who, as Lee Johnson described, could be like a new signing for us in the second half of the season. Obviously has been injured for large parts of this season and towards the end of last season as well.
Yeah, absolutely, it was very stop-start, wasn't it, for Harry McCurdy after he signed, like you say, with his injury, a suspension, and it just never really kind of got going, but this time has given him a good period to reset and go again ahead of the fixtures returning, as Hibs have the ball now on the left-hand side. Centre-back, so they're up really high, Rocky Bashiri on that left flank. The ball's played down to Will Fish. Good to see Will Fish getting some minutes as well. He could play an integral part over the second half of this campaign.
Yeah, definitely. Will Fish, I think he's made 2 appearances so far for the Highbies. First one came away at Dundee United, then he was involved in the 3-0 win over St Mirren at Easter Road as well. But yeah, he'll benefit from getting a start as well here at Easter Road, and he could be an important part for us next season, obviously on loan from Manchester United, so he's got that experience as well.
Yeah, good pedigree to his name as Chris Cadden wins the ball back and tries to drive down this right-hand side. Liam Dick does well just to halt any progress that he could make. Kyle McGuinness now on the ball. Into Cadden. And back to Will Fish again. We're seeing patterns that we saw earlier on in games this season. Hibs is keeping the ball nicely, waiting patiently when to break through the lines. Runners going through as well. Eli Yuan moving there for Joe Newell, although he chose to play it wide to Lewis Stevenson. Eli Yuan from range, so close there for the Frenchman, trying his luck from 25 yards out, but just going wide of the goal.
Yeah, did well to cut in from the left-hand side there and saw an opening, went for goal just wide of the goalkeeper's right-hand post, but promising signs for Ellie and for Hibs.
Yeah, absolutely. Ellie will be someone who certainly wants to get on the score sheet as well and want to hit the ground running going into that Rangers match. As Raith have the ball here, just patiently. Hibs defending in what looks to be kind of a mid-block. Happy to let the centre-halves have the ball, but then you can see there Carl McGuinness just starting off a press to try and win the ball back. as they try to slip Jamie McGullen in behind Will Fish, but again, the 19-year-old defender does really well there just to shepherd the ball out of play. Dick with the throw in, and a nice turn there from a Raith man as they create an opportunity. Vaughan has a shot, but it's blocked well again. Good positioning by Will Fish, and Chris Cadden will look to clear down this right-hand side. Slight foul maybe there on Kyle McGuinness, but the referee's not having any of it. And again, Raith are just keeping the pressure on here. First spell in the game, isn't it, Gav, where Raith have really kind of pushed us back and kept us penned in?
Yeah, I think, as you mentioned, Lewis Vaughan and Jamie Gullen are both, they've started the game brightly, looking to get in behind and test Marshall, but as you said before, Will Fish made a good block in there, and Marshall still hasn't made a save or had a save to make so far, but it's a good spell in the game for the visitors.
So Hibs throwing now down this right-hand side, to the frustration of the Raith players. Good to see that competitive edge in what is a friendly, obviously halfway through. Quite a compact schedule for the Scottish Championship side, and also for Hibs in what is a friendly game where they're looking to gear up for the resumption of the Cinch Premiership campaign. As David Marshall has the ball. Tries to chip it through to Carl McGuinness, who does well, but again, Dick just comes away with the ball there. The friendly's also a perfect opportunity to try out potentially new things for Lee Johnson, as we can kind of see out there now, Gav, a slight switch in formation. It looks like Harry McCurdy's joined Kevin Nisbet up front, or in more of a number 10 role, with Carl McGuinness out on his right-hand side. Yeah,
as you mentioned, as we mentioned before, Harry started what looked to be right wing, but it looks as though he's gone to join Kevin Nisbet, and that's kind of where he flourished last season when he was at Swindon Town. He scored 25 goals and managed 10 assists, I think it was, during the whole season. So we know that there is goals there for Harry. If he can, I think what he needs is a run of games. That's what he's mentioned before. So I think with Martin Boyle out for the second half of the season and potentially partnering Kevin Nisbet could be the way forward.
Yeah, absolutely. The offside flag was up there as Raith looked to counter down the left-hand side with Ethan Ross. Lewis Stevenson now looking for a ball over the top to Eliuan, but it's misplaced, and again Raith just pick up possession inside their own half. Nice little run there from McBride, looking to find Gullen, but Will Fish again is positioned well to cut that out, and Hibs looking to counter quickly through Kevin Nisbet. Again though, the defenders do well and clear the ball. Joe Newell this time trying to slip it through. Hibs really trying to play a counter-attack as Harry McCurdy creates space in the box, but it's just wide from Harry McCurdy. Really good opportunity there for him.
Yeah, he did well to get himself into the box and never gave up on it. I thought it might have taken a nick off the Raith defender, but the referee's not having it, and it just went agonisingly wide. But promising signs again. It looks like he's getting himself into the right areas, and the Hibees are creating chances.
Yeah, it did definitely look to take a little bit of a deflection there, but again, like you said, Gav, the referee wasn't having any of it. If you are just joining us, obviously it is 1-0 to Hibs. As you can see on your screen, that goal came from Josh Campbell, as Raith have the ball now down the right-hand side. Look to get an early cross into the box, but Rocky Bashiri does well, and again, Hibs clear through Joe Newell, who has probably been one of the standout players for Hibs this year, Gav.
Yeah, I think he's probably been one of Lee Johnson's first names on the team sheet. He started every match in the Cinch Premiership this campaign. I think he's played 90 in every one of them apart from one, I think. So yeah, he's really been a real rock in the middle of the field, and as you said, one of the first names on a team sheet. He's also started to add some goals to his game. He's got 3 this year, 6 in total for him, so half of them have come this season. So I think he'll be looking to add a few more in the second half.
Yeah, he certainly will be, and one man that will as well is Josh Campbell, who's just on the ball there, had a really good start to the campaign, to a good goal-scoring streak as well early on in that, as Rocky Bashiri and Wilfish just keep the ball between themselves just inside the Hibs half. Eliuan now down this left-hand side. Referee blows for a foul there. Looked quite soft, but Hibs take it quickly with Lewis Stevenson. Cut the ball back to Harry McCurdy, tries to let it run to Josh Campbell, but the Raith man there, Sam Stanton, did really well to read that and cut it out.
Yeah, Sam Stanton, another former Highby as well as Jamie Gullen. I think Sam came through the Hibs Academy and make his debut, age 17.
He's one of 2, isn't he, in the Raith starting lineup for this afternoon's game. Obviously Sam Stanton and Jamie Gullen, who's most recently here as Chris Cadden's released into the box. Looks to cut the ball back, just can't quite find Harry McCurdy, and Raith clear through their right back, Ross Millen. Really good opportunity there. Do you think Cads could have just waited with before crossing that there, Gav?
I mean, he's put the ball into a dangerous area. It's one of these ones that all it needs is a touch. Whether that touch comes off McCurdy or whether it comes off a Raith defender. When you get to that area, you really just want to fizz it across, and I think the Highbies are unlucky there not to make it 2 on another day. If maybe had he timed it, it could have been a different story.
Absolutely, but promising signs in terms of Chris Cadden getting back into those attacking positions where he can really cause problems for the opposition, as Cads has the ball now and tries an early throw to Kyle McGuinness. Harry McCurdy does really well there to hold off a defender. The ball falls to Kyle McGuinness, out to Cadden. Cadden looked to cross it there but couldn't quite find an opportunity, but still does well to have a little bit of time to pick his pass, and he goes back to Joe Newell. Kevin Nisbet as well, just there. So good to see him back in a Hibs shirt on the pitch. Again, really good ball from Chris Cadden, trying to find Harry McCurdy, who does well to get in front of a defender, but just loses out there as it goes out for a Raith throw.
As you can see down by the corner flag, there's a fair number of Raith bodies warming up, and I think it looks as though they'll probably make a whole run of changes with it being a friendly in the second half. And I think it's quite likely we might see a completely different Raith side in the second half.
Yeah, we expect there to be a number of changes, certainly for Raith and for the Highbies as well. To try and win the ball back up, higher up the pitch, but again Raith clear, and Rocky Bashiri has the ball with loads of space. But Harry McCurdy here, Gav, since he's moved into that more kind of central role, seems to be involved in the game a lot more.
Yeah, definitely. As we said before, he's getting into the right areas. He's causing them problems, and yeah, seems to be flourishing. On another day, he could have had a couple. I think that first chance just went wide of the keeper's right hand post, and you know, sometimes when you haven't scored in a while, it can take a bit of time to get that first goal. But once one goes in, hopefully for him and for Hibs, they will all start flowing after that.
Yeah, he absolutely is a confidence player. As Raith have a free kick here on the left-hand side after Sam Stanton was fouled. 2 Raith men over this one, Lewis Vaughan and Ethan Ross. Looks like it could be Ethan Ross to take this, the 21-year-old. Training ground routine as he's looking to shape a shot. First shot to test David Marshall, but it is straight into our captain and goalkeeper's hands. Good for him just to get his hands a little bit warm. It's freezing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is very, very cold. As you can see on the pitch, there's a little scattering of snow, snowing quite heavily earlier this morning, but the grounds team have done very well to clear the pitch to make sure that the game can go ahead. But yeah, looking at my watch here, Adam, it's 1 degree, I think it is, so very chilly indeed.
Yeah, absolutely Baltic. As Rocky Bashiri has the ball and spreads it wide to Lewis Stevenson. Rocky just taking his time. Attempts a big switch, and Hibs have the ball now on this right-hand side. Again, Chris Cadden into Harry McCurdy, wins the first contact and holds off his man. So all the way back to Rocky Bashiri. And Will Fish, who's looked pretty comfortable in the centre half slot, tries to feed the ball through to Josh Campbell. It was a nice looking pass, that, Gav, wasn't it? But just couldn't quite get it, Josh.
Yeah, just half a yard in front of him, and yeah, couldn't quite take it in. He's got himself into a good area though Josh.
As Harry McCurdy picks the ball up, tries to find Kyle McGuinness, but it's just misplaced. Tempo's kind of died, hasn't it, over the last kind of 5 minutes as Eliuan's trying to get down this left-hand side, and it should be a Hibs corner.
Yeah, it looks like Joe Newell's making his way over to take this one. McCurdy's going over as well. But yeah, you did mention a little drop in the tempo. Ewan picked the ball up there and looked to go for a wee darting run, which will hopefully lift it a little bit.
Going into the latter stages of this game, probably around 3-4 minutes to go as Joe Newell's over this set piece. Fizzes the ball towards Chris Cadden at the back post. Can take a touch and he shoots, it's over the bar. Nice little worked routine there though.
Yeah, it looked like it was certainly one off the training ground. A low fisting ball to the edge of the area. Cads did well to get his first touch out of his feet and create that shooting opportunity, but unfortunately his effort just blazed over the bar.
There's a theme we saw in the pre-season friendlies, was trying different things from set pieces and corners, and it worked against the likes of kind of Burton Albion when we were out in Portugal. Interesting to see that they're using this game again just to try a few different things. There's been a set piece coach obviously working with us as well this season, so you can see that's kind of bearing fruit and creating different opportunities.
Yeah, just out of your picture now, it looks as though there's about 9 or 10 bodies warming up as well for Hibs, so it looks like we'll probably make a few changes at half-time as well.
All fully wrapped up, aren't they? Gloves, hats, snoods, everything just to keep warm here. Doesn't seem to bother Harry McCurdy though. His socks are basically round his ankles. It's a long ball over the top looking for Jamie Gullen, but Josh Campbell does really well again just to read that and intercept it. And now Hibs look to attack quickly through Joe Newell, but can't quite find Harry McCurdy's run, and Raith regain possession. Good tackle there from Joe Newell, and Eliuan picks the ball up, drives infield, looking for some options. And plays it to Chris Cadden. Been overlapped by Kyle McGuinness into Nisbet. His pass towards Eliuan is quite a sloppy one, to be fair, and gets intercepted by a Raith man. Cad's great ball into Josh Campbell, into the area, looks to shoot on his left foot, it's just wide. Really nice move there from Josh Campbell and Chris Cadden.
Yeah, Cad did well, got himself into a good area down the right hand side, played the ball into Campbell, and his first touch there, Josh, was brilliant. Got it off his right foot onto his left, opened up the goal, and from our angle it looked as though it was heading straight into the top corner, but it just fizzed wide. But a good move from the Hibees.
Again, promising signs as well down that right hand side with Chris Cadden. We all saw last season the attacking influence that he could have on games, and certainly he'll be hoping to replicate that going into the second half of this campaign. As Raith launch a long ball up top and Vaughan collects it. Bashiri is there to try and stop him. Ross back to Vaughan. Rocky Bashiri though does really well there to nip the ball off Vaughan and clear it out. Vaughan again down this left hand side. Plays it back to Stanton. Oh, there's a small little foul there from Joe Newell, and a Raith free kick, similar to the one that they had and created a shooting opportunity from earlier on for Ethan Ross, who's over this one once again. Ross and Vaughan over this one. Looks like it's going to be Vaughan who goes for goal, but it's just wide. Didn't test David Marshall. You could see he was quite being a little bit worried there, Gav, when he realised it was a shot and not being whipped into the box, but nonetheless didn't harm him at all.
Yeah, he looked to just try to catch him off guard at his near post. Might have been scampering for a split second, but it's just drifted wide in the end.
Yeah, into the dying stages of this game. You could see the referee just looking at his watch just then to see how long is remaining. It is Hibs 1, Raith Rovers 0, thanks to Josh Campbell's goal. As Dick throws the ball back into play. Harry McCurdy does really well to shut him down, and there we go. There is the half-time whistle. Hibs 1, Raith Rovers 0, thanks to a very early strike from Josh Campbell. We do expect there to be changes to both teams at half-time as we get minutes in the players' legs before the return of the Cinch Premiership season. But nonetheless, Gavin, that first half, it was a good test.
Yeah, certainly a good test, especially for the likes of, McCurdy, Will Fish, Kevin Nisbet, who haven't had a lot of minutes recently. That first 45 will have certainly benefited them. Josh Campbell's early goal, the difference, as you mentioned, I think the Raith keeper will be a bit disappointed with the way it went in the end. It was a bit too powerful for him, but yeah, promising early signs, and we'll just pause before we see what team is coming out for the second half, but hopefully we'll get to see the likes of a few kind of regulars and a few familiar faces who haven't been involved as much, and maybe potentially Aidan McGeady as well.
Absolutely, it looks like there's kind of 8 Hibs players on the pitch still currently, about to do a warm down recovery session with Adam Owen, which would suggest that it might be at least 8 or potentially 9 changes at half time. Please stay with us and we'll do our best to keep you up to date with the game and the changes that are made at the break. Thank you for listening so far. Welcome back here for the second half. Hibs versus Raith Rovers, a final preparation game for us before the second part of the Cinch Premiership campaign continues. I'm sure you can see now that there's been a number of changes to both sides at half time. There's been 9 in total for Hibs, so we'll just run you through the new starting lineup. Kevin Dubrovsky is in goal. Marian Shabraya is left back with Paul Hanlon and Ryan Porteous at centre back, and Kanayo Megwa is at right back, the player from the Dev squad team. Midfield 2 this time is Ewan Henderson and Nohan Kenna, with Harry McCurdy staying on the pitch on this right hand side, Jair Tavares on the left hand side, and Elias Melkerson joining Kevin Nisbet up front. There's also been a number of changes for Raith Rovers too. Andrew McNeil stays in goal. Tom Lang and Adam Mason are at centre half. This is where the team starts to become a little bit more sketchy from the Hibs knowledge point of view, because there's 2 trialists on the pitch for them as well. Brad Spencer, Kyle Connell, Dylan Easton, Aaron Arnott, Quinn Coulson, and their striker John Frederickson. Good opportunity, Gav, again, to just get extra minutes into the legs of some of the players that haven't played for a little while ahead of the Rangers game next week.
Yeah, for sure. First of all, the 2 players that have stayed on are Nisbet and McCurdy, so I think Johnson will just be looking to get more minutes in their legs. But in terms of the changes, yeah, Jair Tavares starts on the left-hand side. Kanayo Megwa is involved, the academy defender, who's been very impressive for the wee Hibees under-19s in the UEFA Youth League run, and I think he's certainly one to watch. Kanayo, he's impressed in training, and he's been given a go here this afternoon, so one to watch for sure, Adam.
Yeah, supporters will have seen Kanayo certainly in the UEFA Youth League matches playing as a right-sided centre half, although he is where his natural position, I should say, is where he is today at right back. He's really impressed Steve Keane, the rest of the coaches, since he's come into the building as Kanayo. Nizzy does really well there, probably expecting him to play for around an hour, just regression for him on the match minutes that he picked up against Middlesbrough too, as he looks to kind of gear up and get back to full speed when you've been out for a 9-month period like he has. Might take him a little bit of time to kind of hit the heights that he was certainly at before the injury. As Raith have the ball wide left. Playing it nicely here between the Hibs lines, and then again go to that left-hand side. Early cross into the box, met by the big striker Frederickson, but it's easily into the hands of Kevin Dubrovsky.
Yeah, a nice one for Kev, just to get his confidence. That's his first touch of the ball, comfortable enough to say, but it was a good move down the left-hand side from Raith.
Yeah, nice little competition as well in that goalkeeping department, obviously with David Marshall in the first half, Kevin Dubrovsky on the pitch now, and Ryan Schofield too, who joined us in the summer as an extra option, as Kevin Nisbet does really well there to spin away from a Raith man and feed the ball into Tavares. Tavares into Chabraya. Chabraya's cross is blocked and it's out for a Hibs corner. Touch of class and real quality there, wasn't it? From
yeah,
Kevin
it was
Nisbet.
a nice move in the middle of the pitch. Nisbet just let the ball run across himself, got himself into a good area, played it into Tavares, who combined well with Chabraya, and won a corner which Harry McCurdy is going over to take.
Yeah, McCurdy whips the corner into the box, just beaten Kevin Nisbet there by the Raith striker, but again Hibs regain position, and Jair Tavares does really well to spin off his man and feed the ball into McCurdy. McCurdy with an early cross into the box, and again it goes out for another Hibs corner.
Yeah, McCurdy just took a late one there, he went with his right foot first time. I thought he was actually going to take a touch. He went first time, and the Raith defender just caught him there, and doesn't look too pleased with it, I don't think.
No, not at all. Quite likes dialogue, doesn't he, with the officials, does Harry McCurdy, as Jair Tavares whips the ball into the box. Now, Kenna this time is beaten in the air, and Raith clear from the set piece. Kanayo Megwa back to Kevin Dubrovsky, who immediately you can hear on the pitch shouting the loudest, even from a Hibs corner.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing, Adam. You always know when Kev is on the pitch, a very vocal keeper in between the sticks. Keeps the defenders in front of him on their toes, let's put it that way.
He absolutely does, as Harry McCurdy picks the ball up now on the right-hand side and spins his man. Gives it to Kanayo Megwa. Kanayo looking for an early cross into the box and does well to find Elias Melkerson. The ball falls to McCurdy. Great ball from Harry McCurdy to Jair Tavares. Goes on his left. Chips the ball into the box, over the keeper, but there's no one there just to tap that into an empty net. Really nice move there, though, from the Hibees.
Yeah, it was Jair with the left-footed dink ball across towards the back post. I think Melkerson made his run towards the front post. All it needed was, in that situation, you're looking for your kind of right winger or your right back creeping in at the back post, and they'd had a tap in.
Absolutely, as Tavares is on the ball again. This time gives it to Chabraya, who looks to cross the ball early, and it's gone again behind for a Hibs corner. Lots coming through Tavares in the early stages of this game. He's looked quite bright.
Yeah, and I think Hibs have picked up their tempo in this second half. Had a good number of corners down this left-hand side, which McCurdy's going to take. I think it's our third or fourth of this half.
Yeah, McCurdy's corner into the box. It's a deep one. Nizzi was highest, but Raith just about managed to get that clear. His header seemed to take a deflection off a Raith defender, but Kanayo Megwa has the ball now on this right-hand side. Slightly loose touch there, and he brings down a Raith man. The referee doesn't give a free kick. I kind of expected that he would do, and Hibs regain possession, this time on the left with Harry McCurdy. McCurdy could have given it to Tavares there, chose to go on his own, into Kenna. Kenna's dispossessed, and Raith are looking to attack quickly and brightly down this right-hand side. But Ewan Henderson reads that to perfection and plays the ball back easily to Kevin Dubrovsky.
Yeah, they worked it nicely out there from the back. Kev, instead of lumping it first time outfield, he played a nice wee ball into Henderson, and it's put Hibs on the counter here.
Yeah, and again, a bursting run there from Jair Tavares. Goes round one, cuts inside another. Had an option of passing it to Kevin Nisbet just before he was brought down. Free kick's taken, I'd say quickly. It wasn't quite quick, but also he didn't set up to launch the ball into the box with no hand header. Paul Hanlon now, team captain, plays it wide to Marian Chabraya. Tavares looks to have a little bit of a knock. Marian was certainly kind of looking for him there, but he was just rubbing his leg. It is a cold one, so the impact probably hurts a little bit more as Raith look to attack down this left-hand side.
Yeah, Tavares still holding his looks like his right knee there. We want to watch this for the next couple of minutes. I think he took what looked to be a sore one. He's just looking to see if he can walk or run it off at the moment.
Raith just taking the time over this throw in, and it goes all the way back to their centre half, Tom Lang. It's a big moment actually, this for Tom Lang. His first appearance of the season. He's been out with an ACL injury, so he'll be looking to get kind of minutes under his belt so he can help Raith for the rest of this campaign. As they go for a long ball over the top, but Ryan Porteous is easily under that. Raith just looking to zip the ball around and try and put some pressure on what is a fairly young Hibs team actually in this second half. as Ryan Porteous is on the ball now. Plays the ball between the lines expertly into Kevin Nisbet. Nizzy tries to find Elias Melkerson, takes a touch, has a shot, but it's saved by the goalkeeper. Really nice passage of play there.
Yeah, good link up there between Kevin Nisbet and Elias Melkerson. He's not been involved too much in the game, Melkerson, so far, but he looks sharp there, got it from his left foot onto his right, created that shooting opportunity and had a shot on target which was easily saved by Andrew McNeil and goals.
He's always looking to have that early shot, and Kevin Nisbet did well just to drop off there. Shows what he can do as well if he's got a strike partner next to him.
Yeah, definitely. And you mentioned the age of the team earlier, Adam. I think take Paul Hanlon out of the equation, you're looking at kind of Kevin Nisbet, Harry McCurdy as your next oldest in this current starting 11 at 25 years old. So as you say, yeah, it is quite a young team put out this afternoon.
As a long ball goes up, Paul Hanlon challenges well with the 6'8" Danish striker. And Raith have a throw down this right-hand side. Hibbs again just allowing the centre halves to have the ball as the ball switched to this right-hand side for Raith. Cut inside, but it's well over the bar there from their number 27, Quinn Coulson. Not really challenging Kevin Dabrowski, but also something for the Hibs defence to be aware of, that switch across play that created that opportunity.
Yeah, Coulson looked to, he kind of got into a good position and he showed his pace down the right-hand side, cut back onto his left foot, but couldn't work Kev in the Hibs goal. But yeah, certainly something that we'll need to keep on our toes, to be aware of his pace down this right-hand side.
Absolutely, as now Kenna picks up the ball, gives it to Ryan Porteous. Again, Porteous looking to play through the lines, but overhits that one as he's searching for Harry McCurdy down that right-hand side. Actually runs out for a goal kick to Raith. Raith play out well there, and they're bursting again, this time down the left-hand side. Kanaya Megwa is closing down his opposition player, and Kevin Nisbet does really well, but just can't quite stop the pass from Brad Spencer. Dylan Easton into the area, but the offside flag was up against their attacking midfielder. It's been a bright spark as Dylan Easton for Raith so far this season, and had a good year last year as well, didn't he, Gav?
Yeah, I think he was PFA Player of the Year last year, so certainly one to watch. He's been around the block and kind of had success wherever he's gone, and yeah, could be a real asset for Raith, who at the moment 7th in the Cinch Championship, but they're still in both cups, still in the Scottish Cup 4th round, that they'll go into that as well, and they're also in the Scottish Challenge Cup as well, and I think they're back involved in that this Saturday.
They are indeed against Morton as they break down this left-hand side. One of the trialists, but Nohan Kenna does really, really well there, just to nick the ball off him. And McCurdy and Kenna combine really nicely to play out there, and Kanaya Megwas found himself quite high up on this right-hand side. He tries to switch the ball through to Elias Melkerson, who just got in behind the centre halves. They lost him for a moment there, but they recovered, and Adam Mason, the 18-year-old centre half there for Raith, has done really well to take the ball off Elias Melkerson.
Certainly been a theme in this game, though, Adam, is trying to play out from the back whenever in the first half when Marsh got it, or when Kev's got it. In that situation there, Nohan Kenna played a really nice 1-2 there to play out from the back and launch a counter-attack, as opposed to just to knocking it long, which is promising to see.
Yeah, absolutely, playing through the lines, trying to get in behind as well. does help with Kevin Nisbet obviously coming back into the side as well, offers something a little bit different. Again, as Raith have this ball just inside their own half on the left-hand side. Be great experience this for Kanaya Megwa as well, next to the likes of Ryan Porteous and Paul Hanlon. I'm sure he'll be feeding off their experience as the game goes on. As Hibs again allowing Raith to switch the ball, this time to the Raith right-hand side. Jair Tavares has come to shut down Coulson and does really well there, does Jair, and plays the ball into Nizzi. And now Hibs are looking to attack. Marion Chabraya is going down the left-hand side. Nizzi tries to find him, but Tom Lang there, the centre half for Raith, does just enough to cut that one out.
Yeah, it was the right option for Nisbet. Chabraya was making a good run down the left-hand side, but just blocked at the vital moment.
There's a strong tackle there from Kanaya Megwa, but Raith just about keep it in and cross it into the box. But Ryan Porteous there, probably the coolest man in Scotland, and it is about 1 degree. Plays it back to Kevin Dabrowski. Jair Tavares played over this left-hand side, but the offside flag is up. He was one of 9 changes that Lee Johnson made at half-time. We are expecting there to be more changes. Harry McCurdy and Kevin Nisbet probably coming off around the hour mark as they kind of make the next step up in their match fitness ahead of the game against Rangers. Obviously, we are moving into the second half of the season as well. And there's a season ticket offering, Gav, isn't there?
Yeah, half-season tickets are still on sale for supporters who want to guarantee their seat for the rest of the season, and it includes the potentially 2 or 3 post-split fixtures as well, so you can head over to the Hibernian FC website to book yours. There's also a couple of games over Christmas to look forward to. We play host to Livingston on Christmas Eve and Celtic on the 28th of December. And both fixtures are included in a festive match pack, so reduced ticket prices if you get a ticket for both of those games. Head over to our website for all details.
Fantastic, expertly done there, Gav. The Livingston game, in all seriousness, will have a kind of a special feel to it, won't it? Because it's on Christmas Eve this year and not on Boxing Day.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, used to playing games on Boxing Day, so it'll be nice to have that Christmas Eve fixture, and hopefully we can get a win to send all the Highbees home happy and heading into Christmas.
Yeah, it certainly would make for a very happy Christmas, as Paul Hanlon is on the ball now. I'm sure he wants that too. Jair Tavares into Ewan Henderson, who's good link-up play there. Kevin Nisbet, he tries to find Elias Melkerson, but his pass is just cut out again by Mason and goes out for a Hibs corner.
Yeah, just going back to the Christmas Eve fixture, it'll be the first time we played on Christmas Eve since 2016, which was actually against today's opponents, Raith Rovers.
Look at that. Great little stat for you there. As Hibs have a corner now, Harry McCurdy's over it. Crosses the ball into the box. It's not the best of set pieces, and it's cleared at the front post. Looks like some changes could be happening quite soon, with Dimitri Mitchell looking stripped and ready just on the touchline. Ewan Henderson feeds the ball into McCurdy, who could be one of those that makes way, but he's intercepted. Aidan McGeady as well has joined Dimitri Mitchell pitch side, ready to come on. So that would be for Kevin Nisbet and Harry McCurdy, as Harry McCurdy does really well there to nick the ball back, get into the area. Almost like he couldn't decide whether to shoot or pass there, and it runs straight into the hands of the goalkeeper. He's having a word with the officials again. it just didn't seem like he could make his mind up in that period.
Yeah, I think he's complaining that he was having his shirt pulled in that instance, and yeah, in the end it turned out to be a tame shot, but he did well to get himself, win the ball back, and you know, running through on goal, kind of in two minds about whether he should pass or shoot, and unfortunately it was easy for the keeper in the end.
Yeah, and that'll be his last moment in the game, as Harry McCurdy and Kevin Nisbet are replaced by Dimitri Mitchell and Aidan McGeady as expected. Big moment this as well for Geeds after his long-term injury.
Yeah, great to see Aidan McGeady back out on the pitch for Hibs. He would have been disappointed not to play after picking up that injury in the Premier Sports Cup, so he could be like a new signing for us almost in that second half of the season. I'm looking forward to seeing what he's got to bring to the team.
Yeah, he's undoubtedly got a lot of talent as Jair Tavares gets down this left-hand side. The ball falls to Geeds now, about 20 yards out, goes with a little step over, trying to create space for himself. But gives the ball to Chabraya this time. Chabraya looking to switch it towards Dimitri Mitchell. He heads back to Megwa. Ryan Porteous now with the ball, switches it to the left-hand side with Chabraya. Chabraya into Tavares. Tavares with all the time in the world, goes for a left-footed cross. Excellent little ball into the box, met by Melkerson, but it's straight into the hands of the goalkeeper.
Yeah, Melkerson did well to get across his defender, and I think got a right boot. He just tried to flick it around the corner, but again, straight down Mick Neal's throat. But a good little move for Hibs there, and Tavares did well to get his cross into the box. As you mentioned, McGeady came on, Demi Mitchell also coming on, and some more important minutes for Mitchell. He's not really got a consistent run of games since he joined the club in January, so he'll be hoping to get his match fitness up to speed as he recovers from those injuries that have kept him out.
Yeah, he will, as Kanaya Megwa does really well there, shows great strength against his opponent, the trialist for Raith Rovers, to win the ball back. And from those substitutes as well, it's worth mentioning that it looks like another kind of switch in formation. Aidan McGeady's kind of dropped into a number 10 role with Dimitri Mitchell, replacing Harry McCurdy like for like on that right-hand side. Elias Melkerson now up front on his own, as Ewan Henderson, still in that deeper role, finds Mitchell. Mitchell tries to find Kanaya Megwa, but his pass is cut out, and again Ryan Porteous just reads the play expertly there, just to cut the ball out from running through to the Raith striker.
You know, he's not looked out of place at all. Kanaya just kind of slotted nicely into that right back position. So, you know, games like this will do him a world of good for his confidence. Obviously impressed in Steve Keen's under-19 squad, and he certainly looks like one for the future, does young Kanaya.
Yeah, he absolutely does, as Ewan Henderson has the ball now into Ryan Porteous. Hibs very much dominating the proceedings over the last few moments. As Elias Melkerson, commentator's curse there, gives the ball away to the Raith trialist. Raith again just kind of keeping the ball and then looking to break quickly over the top, as Kanaya Megwa was caught in possession there, and Raith looking to attack here. Play the ball wide right to Coulson. Coulson crosses in deep into the box, but Ewan Henderson's done really well there to beat the trialist in the air and clear for the Highbees, and he's now on the charge down this right hand side. Dimitri Mitchell's coming to support, but he chose to go to Elias Melkerson. Back to Mitchell. Henderson into McGeady. McGeady shoots left-footed, and it's just wide from Aidan McGeady. He'll be looking to build a little bit of confidence up, won't he, going into the run of fixtures that we've got ahead.
Yeah, certainly, and it was a good move there from Hibs once again out from our own box. Ewan Henderson did really well to win that defensive header and then get back on the ball, putting in Melkson, who eventually it came to McGeady on the edge of the box. He went with his left foot this time and just wide of McNeil's left-hand post, but promising signs for Hibs. I've been really impressed with Ewan Henderson actually in terms of the defensive role he's played today. Almost at times kind of been sitting alongside Nohan Kenna, and he's definitely putting a shift, winning tackles and winning headers in important areas in his own box sometimes, which is not something we see all the time from him. Normally used to him playing a bit further up the pitch.
Absolutely, and could be of great benefit to have someone of his ability on the ball to develop and learn that side of the game more, to affect play from deeper as Hibs have the ball inside the Raith half. Paul Hanlon hasn't had too much to do in this second half, just there giving it to Aidan McGeady. Into Chibraya. Misplaced pass there from Chibraya. Probably slight miscommunication between him and Jair Tavares. The ball runs out of play. Ewan Henderson now into Dimitri Mitchell on this right hand side for Hibs. Dimitri Mitchell tries to cut inside his man, goes past one and gives the ball back to Nohan Kenna. Looked to be brought down there, but referee didn't seem too fussed about it. And now Chibraya on this left hand side looking to hit Elias Melkerson early, but it's intercepted by Lang and out for a throw in.
Yeah, Josh Campbell's first half strike, the difference between the two sides at the moment.
Coulson again for Raith down this right, but Aidan McGeady does well, twisting and turning and trying to set Jair Tavares off the left hand side, but his pass is just too far in front of the Portuguese winger. Lee Johnson will be keen to make sure that there's a quick tempo to the remaining 15-20 minutes of this game, so his players get the most out of it. As Raith look to break now down the left-hand side. Dylan Easton on the ball, tries to thread it through to a trialist. Trialist twists and turns, back to Easton. Easton into Spencer. Wide to their left back now, he crosses it into the box, but again Ryan Porteous is there to clear. Raith again inside the Hibs half, looking to play it through, and the trialist will try and keep this in play, just about manages it, but Nohan Kenna's in pursuit. Keeping the ball on this left-hand side, and it's a great ball into the box, into Spencer. Spencer looks to shoot, but it's just wide by their club captain and central midfielder.
A decent opportunity there. I think he'll be disappointed not to work Kevin Dabrowski in the Hibs goal, going for that top right-hand corner, but curling his shot just wide of the post. A let-off for Hibs, I think.
Yeah, absolutely, and warning signs that if they do lose concentration or slack up, then Raith will hurt them. Ryan Porteous bringing the ball out of play. Looks to switch it to the right hand side to Kanaya Megwa. Quite an ambitious pass there, I have to say, from Ryan Porteous, and the defender does well just to marshal it out of play. The snow just about coming off the pitch now. Still absolutely freezing though, in case anyone was wondering, as the ball goes to the left-hand side with Raith. The trial is trying to take on Kanaya Megwa, but Kanaya holds him up and does well, and Dimitri Mitchell's there now to double up with him. Trialist, great turn from him. Ryan Porteous again stands up tall to stop any attack before a strike from their number 18, Kyle Connell, goes well wide, the loanee from Kilmarnock.
Yeah, good challenge in his own penalty area, or just on the edge of the box from Porto. But it came out to Kyle Connell, and again just dragged his shot wide of Dabrowski's right hand post. Ewan Henderson picks up the ball once again in that deep row and finds no one can. Ball played out to Chabraya.
Yeah, Chabraya on the ball now. Hibs just enjoying a little bit of possession after Raith's few attacks. Into Aidan McGeady. Turns his man really well there, does Aidan McGeady. Real sharp burst of pace to set away Melkerson. He tries to take it first time, but again Lang does really well to stop him from having a shot on goal.
Yeah, great challenge at the vital moment. Good play from McGeady. Slipped in Melkerson. He just looked to pull the trigger, but the Raith Rovers centre half did well to get his body across and put that challenge in.
McGeady showing the creativity that he can bring to the side. We've not, unfortunately, been able to see that this season because he's only made, I believe, 4 appearances for the High Bees since joining in the summer. Obviously hampered by injury as Aidan McGeady, but undoubtedly has a lot of quality still at 36 years of age. Melkerson now to Tavares on this left-hand side for Hibs. Looking for his options and finds Nohan Kenner. Kenner into Ryan Porteous. Henderson finds Dimitri Mitchell now. Just to the right of the Raith box. He tries to play it back to Kanaya Megwa, but his pass is intercepted. And there's a long ball up there to their striker, Fredriksson, who's actually wearing white gloves, standing out quite a little bit. I don't know if you noticed that, Gav.
I did notice that, but now you've pointed it out, I can't unnotice it, if you know what I mean.
I thought that when I saw them as well, and he's wrestling Aidan McGeady there, trying to win the ball back. But Geeds does really well just to hold him off. Dimitri Mitchell now on this right-hand side. Plays the ball to Kanaya Megwa. Slightly in front of the right back, didn't really give him the opportunity to cross the ball into the box, so he has to go back to Henderson and Porteous. Porteous drives forwards, goes past one. Little step over there from the centre-back and finds Megwa, gets the ball back. Trying to create something is the centre-half, getting involved in the attacking play. Now the ball's over the left-hand side with Jair Tavares. Into Chabraya, looks across, dink the ball towards the back post, finds Dimitri Mitchell, but he heads wide of the goal.
Yeah, good move. Kind of started off by Porteous. Look to get things going, get on the ball, create a bit of tempo, and Tavares did well to play that little reverse pass into Chabraya, who hung it up at the back post for Mitchell, who header just went wide of the post. Encouraging signs though for Hibs.
It was good to see Jair Tavares again involved in that move down the left-hand side. Almost felt like Dimitri Mitchell might have been slightly under that cross from Marian Chabraya.
Yeah, I think he'll be disappointed with his contact on the header. He kind of scuffed his effort in the end, and it went harmlessly wide. But yeah, like you said, might have just got underneath it a little bit.
Raith again trying to use the big target man and create an opportunity. Looked to be offside there, but the linesman flag didn't go up, and Paul Hanlon stops it from running out for a Raith corner before asking the lino why the Danish striker wasn't offside. Seemed like a little strange one there, but I suppose it's only a friendly, so it doesn't really matter.
Looks like a long throw here.
Yeah.
Adam.
Kyle Connell is the man over it. Long throw towards their target man, but Ryan Porteous wins that. Falls to Connell, though, on this right-hand side, and Marianne Chabraya just gets a big toe in there, and it goes behind for a corner. Entering the last 10 minutes of the game here with Dylan Easton over the corner. He plays it short to the trialist. Tries to whip the ball in deep with his left foot, but it seems to go over everyone. Yeah, Thomas Lang can't quite keep the ball in, and it runs out harmlessly for a Hibs goal kick.
Yeah, he's just overhit that one there, Adam. He's not really giving his forwards and the centre halves who'd come up for the corner a chance to get their head in that or anything.
Straight over the head of everyone, and Hibs are looking to build again from the back. Ewan Henderson has a slight loose touch there, and it's intercepted by the trialist. He feeds the ball into Easton. Easton trying to take on Ryan Porteous, but again, Porto does really well there to stop the attacking midfielder before he fouls Kanaya Megwa. It's a double change here for Raith. They're bringing on Aaron Arnott and number 28, which I believe is also a trialist, in goal. Is that trialist 3 or C? What would you go for? Numbers or letters?
I would just go for their squad number there.
As Hibs have the ball now after play's restarted into Henderson. Ryan Porteous, Melkerson, great little passage of play there. Kanaya Meg was down this right hand side, could have found Dimitri Mitchell early, tries to cross the ball deep, but it is met by their goalkeeper. Trialist 28, I think Gav wants him to be called. Not too long to go in this one. As you can see, it is still Hibs 1, Raith 0, as Raith get in behind Frederickson there, but the offside flag is up this time by the linesman. I'm sure Paul Hanlon would have had something to say about that one as well if it wasn't given. Josh Campbell obviously gave us an early lead, the only goal of the game, coming, I reckon, around the first kind of 5-6 minutes of that one.
Yeah, something that Josh has become familiar with this season. Scored 5 goals for Hibs so far, 4 in the league. Important ones against Rangers. Obviously that last minute winner against St Johnstone on the first day of the season, and he got a couple against Aberdeen as well. So there's another midfielder looking to contribute with goals in his team, and could be very useful come the second half of the season as well.
Yeah, he'll definitely want to add to that and enhance that Frank Lampard-esque role that Lee Johnson wants from him in this Hibs side, as the ball just runs out there for a Raith goal kick. As we move ever closer to the Christmas period as well, it's worth mentioning that you can get a number of gifts for your family, friends, loved ones from the Hibs Mega Store. the latest edition of HQ Magazine will also be out this week, and that is a special edition that pays homage and celebrates the 50th anniversary of that magnificent 7-0 win over Hearts. So definitely one for the stockings and for the certainly older generation of our supporters to enjoy. Another two changes here for the Hibees. Oscar McIntyre and Josh O'Connor getting a bit of a run out for the last 5 minutes of the game or so. It looks like Elias Melkerson is one coming off and Kanayo Megwa is the other one. So Oscar McIntyre, who's predominantly a left back, looks to be going over to the right hand side now, and Josh O'Connor going up front.
Yeah, good to see the young lads getting a run out. Both been very impressive for Steve Keane's under-19s in Europe. Josh O'Connor scored that important goal against Nantes to book our place in the playoff round. Oscar McIntyre has been brilliant in that team as well. Obviously scored that the fifth penalty
Picked
in the
up man of the
shootout.
match in that one as well,
Yeah,
didn't
thoroughly deserving man of the match performance, and yeah, they'll gain a lot out of experience like this. Obviously, both made their first team debuts before in the Cinch Premiership towards the end of last season, but hopefully a good chance to get more minutes under their belt, or a bit more experience.
Absolutely, and all part of the fantastic crop of players that we have coming through that will hopefully impact the first team over the next kind of 18 months to 2 years. Josh O'Connor really shuts down the trialist goalkeeper there, but just about escapes through it and manages to pass it to another of their trialists. And the third trialist is on the ball now in a magnificent passage of play. They all seem to have touched it in a row. Number 24 down this right hand side, and the ball's played into Coulson now in the box with Kevin Dabrowski, who hasn't been obviously too cold in this second half, comes out and gallops and claims the ball.
Yeah, alert to the danger there, Kev. Off his line quickly to smother the ball. Having a word with his centre midfielders there. But yeah, not had too much to do. Kevin, he'll be happy with his performance, and hopefully a clean sheet come the end of the game.
Hibs now inside the Raith half down this right hand side. Oscar McIntyre over the throw-in. Goes all the way back to Ryan Porteous, who tries to switch the play to Jair Tavares, but it's cut out by Coulson. The two trialists combine. Aidan McGeady almost wins the ball back. It just can't quite fall there for Josh O'Connor, and they manage to regain possession to the opposition. Coulson now for Raith down this right hand side. Plays the ball back to the trialist, number 24. Back to the trialist, number 21. Spencer into Coulson. Coulson looks to whip the ball across the box, but Ewan Henderson is there to clear. But again, a trialist picks it up. Raith keeping the ball quite nicely here, just looking for an opening as they whip a great ball, you know, across the 6-yard box. But unfortunately for them, a Raith striker wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, great ball in from Dylan Easton. You know, you'd think the 6'4" striker Fredrickson would have been all over that, but wasn't quite on the same wavelength there. And thankfully for Hibs, the danger was averted, and here they come with Rohan Kenna, who plays in Tavares down the left-hand side.
Slight miscommunication there between Tavares and Aidan McGeady. In that build-up play there, McGeady showed a wonderful touch to give the ball to Nohan Kenna to really kind of spark what could have been a promising counter-attack. Again, just glimpses of quality that Aidan McGeady will be able to offer coming into the second half of the campaign.
Referee just taking a look at his watch there. Can only be a couple of minutes left at maximum.
Yeah, not too long left at all now as Raith switch the ball over to the left-hand side. Oscar McIntyre is chasing it and does well to beat their fullback to the ball. And Hibs are able to clear. Nohan Kenner tries to switch the play, but it's blocked. Still, Hibs regain possession with Marianne Chabraya. And the referee blows the full-time whistle there. It's finished. Hibernian FC 1, Raith Rovers 0. Josh Campbell's early strike about 7 minutes into the game. A low, kind of grass-cutting effort that caught the keeper a bit unaware has been the only goal of this one. But the result, I suppose, isn't too important because it's all about giving the lads extra minutes on the pitch to get them up to match fitness, ready for the Rangers game next week.
Yeah, the season begins next Thursday. We're at Ibrox to take on Rangers, and as you said, Adam, these games like this are really important for match fitness, minutes in the legs, all that kind of thing. And yeah, Josh will be happy to get his name on the score sheet again, adding to his 5 goals already this season. So hopefully it'll be a good exercise, and it'll bode us well for the future in the second half of the season.
Yep, absolutely. Thank you to everyone who has tuned in to watch today's friendly and the stream. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully we won't see you too long until you're back here at